Welcome to Bedtime True Crime, the YouTube channel that takes you on a haunting exploration of the world of true crime, serial killers, and unsolved mysteries. Join us as we journey into the shadows, unearthing spine-tingling tales that will keep you awake at night. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss another thrilling episode. Now get comfortable, turn off the lights, and prepare to be captivated by the sinister side of human nature as we delve into today's bone-chilling story. On a chilling November evening in 1992, the quaint Spanish town of Alcàsser was on the brink of facing an unspeakable horror that would haunt its residents for decades to come. Three young girls embarked on a night of adventure and excitement, utterly unaware of the dark fate awaiting them. Nestled within Valencia's province along Spain's eastern coast, Alcàsser boasts picturesque landscapes and rich historical roots dating back to Roman times. This tranquil community seemed like the last place anyone could imagine such terror unfolding. The story begins with three inseparable teenage friends: Miriam García Iborra, 14, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, 15, and Desirée Hernández Folch, 14. These vibrant girls navigated through adolescence together, sharing laughter and dreams. On Friday, November 13, 1992, a sinister date now etched into their legacy, they eagerly planned to attend a school party at Cooler nightclub in nearby Picassent. As twilight enveloped Alcàsser, anticipation filled the air as preparations commenced for what should have been an unforgettable night. Yet unbeknownst to these innocent souls, destiny had other plans lurking beneath the shadows. What transpired next remains shrouded in mystery and controversy even today. The events surrounding this tragic case continue to perplex investigators while haunting those who personally knew the victims or followed their heart-wrenching saga from afar. Join us as we journey through this bone-chilling narrative, exploring every twist leading up to that fateful night when darkness descended upon Alcàsser. We'll dive deep into witness accounts, police reports, and evidence uncovered at various crime scenes, all in pursuit of unraveling what truly occurred. Venturing further into the abyss reveals a sinister figure emerging from the darkness, a shadowy individual whose enigmatic presence raises questions about their role in the girls' disappearance and subsequent murders. As we untangle this chilling tale of friendship, betrayal, and unimaginable horror that unfolded on that ill-fated November night in 1992, remember, there's always more lurking beneath the surface when you least expect it. As the sun dipped below the horizon on that ill-fated Friday evening, Miriam, Tony, and Desirée excitedly readied themselves for a night of dancing and fun at Cooler nightclub. They donned their most fashionable outfits, eagerly anticipating an unforgettable time with friends and classmates. Unbeknownst to them, this decision would set in motion a series of events leading to unimaginable horror. Around 8 p.m., they left the safety of Miriam's house and made their way towards the main road connecting Alcàsser to Picassent. The girls' laughter rang through the quiet streets as they chatted animatedly about school gossip and future dreams. However, as they ventured further from town, darkness crept in around them, casting ominous shadows across once familiar storefronts. As they approached a desolate stretch of road just outside Alcàsser, fate intervened in the form of a car slowly creeping up behind them. Its headlights pierced the gloom ahead like sinister eyes searching for prey. The driver pulled alongside the girls and offered them a ride to Picassent. Grateful for what seemed like good fortune amidst growing unease, they climbed into the vehicle without hesitation, completely unaware it marked their final moments together. The next morning dawned with no sign of Miriam, Tony, or Desirée returning home after their night out. Panic swiftly spread throughout Alcàsser as loved ones desperately searched for any trace of their missing daughters. Witnesses later came forward claiming to have seen three teenage girls matching their descriptions climbing into a white sedan near where they had been hitchhiking hours earlier. This vital information sent shockwaves through investigators who scrambled to find answers amidst mounting dread among parents fearing for their children's safety. Days turned into weeks as search parties scoured nearby forests and abandoned buildings, while helicopters scanned vast expanses from above. Yet despite their relentless efforts, the girls remained lost, leaving a community paralyzed by fear and heartache. It wasn't until 75 agonizing days later that hope of finding Miriam, Tony, and Desirée alive was cruelly extinguished. On January 27, 1993, two unsuspecting beekeepers stumbled upon a gruesome scene in La Romana's remote ravine, approximately 20 kilometers from Alcàsser. As they ventured closer to an overgrown gully near their hives, they discovered something horrifying amidst tangled underbrush. 3 partially buried bodies lying side by side in shallow graves. The sight was so appalling that one of the beekeepers fainted on the spot, while his companion rushed to alert authorities. The remains were swiftly confirmed as those of Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch. Autopsies unveiled each girl had endured brutal torture before being killed, hands bound behind them with rope and adhesive tape sealing their mouths shut. But who could have committed such monstrous acts? And why target these innocent young souls? Stay tuned for our next segment where we delve deeper into this chilling case as investigators race against time to uncover crucial evidence left at the crime scene, all while grappling with mounting pressure from local residents and media outlets demanding answers for what happened to the Alcàsser girls. As shock and grief gripped the once peaceful town of Alcàsser, investigators faced immense pressure to solve the heinous crime that had befallen Miriam, Tony, and Desirée. The chilling crime scene at La Romana ravine provided a glimpse into their final moments, forcing forensic experts to meticulously comb through every inch of soil in search of clues that could lead them closer to identifying the killer or killers. The items found near the shallow graves told a horrifying tale. Strands of hair possibly belonging to one of the perpetrators, cigarette butts hinting at nervous tension during the gruesome act, adhesive tape used to bind the girls' hands cruelly showcasing their helplessness, shell casings from a .22 caliber firearm, each piece potentially vital in solving this horrific case. Investigators also uncovered personal belongings scattered around the area, clothing torn during desperate struggles for survival, jewelry ripped from young bodies as they fought against their captors, even a crumpled school ID card bearing one girl's name, all painting an increasingly grim picture of what transpired on that fateful night. But perhaps most disturbing was the revelation from forensic analysis that 2 of the girls had been sexually assaulted post-mortem. This sickening detail sent chills down investigators' spines as they grappled with understanding who could commit such unspeakable acts upon innocent lives. Witness accounts continued pouring in about sightings of 3 teenage girls hitchhiking along the main road between Alcàsser and Picassent on November 13th. These reports offered valuable insight into how Miriam, Tony, and Desirée may have encountered their abductor, S. One particularly intriguing account came from local truck driver Enrique Anglés Martínez. He claimed to have seen his brother Antonio driving a white sedan, matching witnesses' descriptions. Enrique mentioned Antonio had recently exhibited erratic behavior and displayed newfound interest in firearms. Could this be more than just coincidence? Was Antonio somehow involved in the abduction and murder? As investigators delved deeper into these leads, they soon uncovered another potential suspect, Miguel Ricart Tárrega, a known associate of Antonio Anglés with a criminal past involving theft and drug trafficking. With 2 prime suspects now on their radar, authorities were determined to uncover any possible connections between them and the Alcàsser girls' murders. Little did they know that their pursuit would lead them down an even darker path, filled with shocking revelations about both men's backgrounds and motives for committing such heinous crimes. In our next segment, we'll explore how evidence collected at the crime scene played a crucial role in identifying key players within this twisted tale, while shedding light on what may have driven them to target 3 innocent young lives. Stay tuned as we continue unraveling this chilling story that has haunted Spain for nearly 3 decades. As the Alcàsser girls' murder investigation intensified, authorities narrowed their focus on prime suspects Antonio Anglés Martínez and Miguel Ricart Tárrega. With criminal records and a known association between them, suspicions of their involvement in this appalling crime grew. Forensic experts tirelessly analyzed evidence from La Romana ravine's chilling crime scene, Among these items was a strand of hair discovered near one of the shallow graves. DNA analysis later revealed it belonged to none other than Miguel Ricart himself. This crucial piece of evidence provided investigators with a solid link between Ricart and the grim site where Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch met their untimely end. Ricart was brought in for questioning, his connection to the case now undeniable. The pressure mounted as he faced intense interrogation. Eventually, he cracked under the weight of guilt and confessed his part in the abduction and murders of these 3 innocent girls. In his bone-chilling account, Ricart described how he and Antonio Anglés abducted the girls while they hitchhiked along the main road connecting Alcàsser to Picassent. They drove them to an abandoned house, its location remaining undisclosed, where unspeakable acts transpired. Each girl brutally tortured and sexually assaulted before ultimately being killed by their merciless captors. Ricart claimed that Anglés orchestrated this horrific plan, driven by sadistic desires fueled by drug addiction and violent tendencies. It seems unfathomable that after disposing of the bodies at La Romana ravine, both men returned home without leaving any trace of their sinister deeds, except for scattered belongings found at the crime scene. With this confession in hand, authorities issued an international arrest warrant for Antonio Anglés Martínez, who had already gone into hiding when news broke about his possible connection to the case. A massive manhunt ensued, spanning several countries across Europe as police raced against time to apprehend this dangerous fugitive before he could strike again. But would they succeed? Meanwhile, Miguel Ricart Tárrega faced trial for his role in the Alcàsser Girls' murders. The evidence against him was overwhelming. DNA samples linking him to the crime scene, witness accounts of a white sedan similar to one owned by Antonio Anglés picking up the girls on that fateful night, and finally, his own chilling confession detailing their gruesome fate at the hands of both men. In our next segment, we'll delve into the aftermath of this harrowing case, as authorities continue their relentless pursuit of Antonio Anglés Martínez amid mounting public outrage over perceived failures within Spain's criminal justice system. We will also explore how surviving family members cope with unimaginable grief and loss, forever haunted by memories of 3 innocent young lives cut tragically short. Stay tuned for more heart-wrenching details from this haunting tale that has left an indelible mark on Spanish society and captivated true crime enthusiasts worldwide. As the manhunt for Antonio Anglés Martínez persisted, Miguel Ricart Tárrega faced trial for his involvement in the Alcàsser Girls' murders. With an overwhelming amount of evidence against him, he was found guilty of kidnapping, rape, torture, and murder. In September 1997, Ricart received a sentence of 170 years in prison. However, due to Spanish law at that time, he could only serve a maximum of 30 years. As word spread about Ricart's conviction throughout Spain, opinions were divided on whether justice had been truly served. Many believed authorities failed to properly investigate other potential suspects or leads because they focused solely on securing convictions for both Ricart and Anglés. Meanwhile, Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch's families grappled with their unimaginable loss. They sought answers as to why these innocent girls fell victim to such vicious killers, and what might have prevented this tragedy from occurring. Determined not only to keep their daughters' memories alive, but also raise awareness about the dangers facing young women everywhere, each girl's family established foundations dedicated to promoting personal safety education among teenagers. The case ignited widespread debate within Spain regarding its criminal justice system's inadequacies when dealing with violent offenders like Antonio Anglés Martínez. Consequently, significant reforms aimed at strengthening laws surrounding sex crimes and increasing support services for victims and their families were implemented. Yet despite efforts toward positive change following such horror, one crucial piece remains missing: bringing Antonio Anglés Martínez himself to justice. His whereabouts are still unknown even today, as international authorities tirelessly search for any trace of this elusive fugitive who has evaded capture for nearly 3 decades. Whispers circulate concerning his possible location. Some suggest he may have fled to Brazil, while others believe he died attempting to stow away aboard a cargo ship bound for Ireland. However, without solid evidence of his fate, Antonio Anglés Martínez's specter continues to haunt the families of Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch, as well as those captivated by their tragic story. In our next segment, we'll delve into the ongoing search for Antonio Anglés Martínez, while exploring how this chilling case has left an indelible mark on Spanish society, permanently altering perceptions surrounding personal safety and trust within communities once thought immune to such unspeakable acts of violence. Stay with us as we continue unraveling this haunting tale that serves as a stark reminder of the darkness lurking beneath seemingly idyllic facades, a darkness capable of shattering lives in an instant when least expected. As investigators tirelessly searched for Antonio Anglés Martínez, they revisited every piece of evidence collected from the La Romana ravine crime scene. Forensic experts had meticulously analyzed soil samples, hair strands, cigarette butts, adhesive tape used to bind the girl's hands, shell casings from a .22 caliber firearm, and more in hopes of finding new leads that might help track down this elusive fugitive. However, despite their best efforts and countless hours spent chasing leads across Europe, including Portugal, France, Italy, and Germany, no definitive clues emerged pointing towards Antonio's current whereabouts. Each potential sighting or tip ultimately proved fruitless, as authorities were unable to conclusively verify his presence in any location. While international law enforcement agencies collaborated on this case, private investigators hired by the victims' families conducted their own inquiries into Antonio's possible escape routes and connections within criminal networks, spanning multiple continents. Their relentless pursuit led them down several intriguing paths, shrouded in mystery and speculation. One theory suggested that Antonio may have fled Spain aboard a cargo ship bound for Brazil shortly after evading capture in 1993. Reports claimed an individual matching his description was spotted among dock workers in Rio de Janeiro several months later. However, subsequent investigations failed to confirm these claims definitively, leaving questions about his fate lingering like dark shadows over the case. Another possibility considered was that Antonio met a tragic end while attempting to stow away aboard a vessel headed for Ireland. Rumors circulated that his body had been discovered hidden inside a shipping container upon arrival at its destination. Yet again, concrete evidence supporting this claim remained frustratingly out of reach. With each passing day since the Alcàsser Girls' murders took place nearly 3 decades ago, authorities find themselves no closer to apprehending one of Spain's most notorious criminals. The chilling thought that he could still be out there somewhere looms large over those who remember this haunting saga, a stark reminder of the darkness hidden within human nature. In our next segment, we'll explore the lasting impact this chilling case has had on both the families of Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch, as well as Spanish society at large. We'll also delve into how their tragic story continues to serve as a cautionary tale for young people everywhere about the dangers lurking in seemingly safe environments, reminding us all that evil can strike when least expected. In the aftermath of the unspeakable tragedy that befell Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch, their families faced an unimaginable loss. The brutal murders not only shattered dreams for a future filled with love and laughter, but also exposed a sinister darkness lurking beneath their once idyllic community. The heartache experienced by these grieving parents is unfathomable, each day serving as a stark reminder of what they lost to such merciless killers. Yet through this pain, they demonstrated incredible resilience in honoring their daughter's memories while advocating for change within Spanish society. Miriam's mother channeled her grief into action by founding Fundación Miriam, which focuses on promoting personal safety education among teenagers and providing support services for victims of violent crime. Similarly, Tony's family established Asociación Tony Gómez, dedicated to raising awareness about violence against women and children. Desiree's loved ones created Fundación Desirée, aimed at helping young people develop healthy relationships based on respect and understanding. These foundations serve as living testaments to the enduring spirit of 3 innocent girls whose lives were tragically cut short, ensuring that their names will never be forgotten even as time marches forward. But beyond inspiring positive change through advocacy work, the Alcàsser Girls case profoundly impacted how Spanish society views personal safety and trust within communities. Parents are now more vigilant than ever when it comes to monitoring their children's whereabouts and activities, acutely aware that danger can strike anywhere at any time. Moreover, this chilling tale serves as a cautionary reminder for young people everywhere about potential risks associated with hitchhiking or accepting rides from strangers. While most individuals would never dream of inflicting harm upon others, cases like this one underscore the importance of exercising caution and remaining aware of one's surroundings. In our next segment, we'll delve into the dark minds of Antonio Anglés Martínez and Miguel Ricart Tárrega, exploring what may have driven them to commit such heinous acts against innocent young girls. We'll also examine how their backgrounds and early warning signs could potentially shed light on their motivations for carrying out these brutal crimes. Stay with us as we continue unraveling this haunting story that has captivated true crime enthusiasts worldwide while serving as a sobering reminder of the darkness hidden within human nature. Unveiling secrets along the way, you won't want to miss what's coming next in this gripping tale. Delving into the dark minds of Antonio Anglés Martínez and Miguel Ricart Tárrega, we must examine their tumultuous backgrounds and psychological profiles to uncover what could have driven them to commit such heinous acts against innocent young girls. Antonio Anglés. Martínez's descent into violence began in a dysfunctional family plagued by criminal activity. Surrounded by chaos and instability, Antonio endured his father's abusive behavior towards him and his siblings, while witnessing his mother struggle with alcoholism. These factors undoubtedly contributed to shaping his troubled personality. From an early age, Antonio displayed aggressive tendencies and antisocial behavior. As he grew older, these behaviors escalated, leading to multiple encounters with law enforcement for theft, assault, and drug-related offenses. This pattern of escalating criminality culminated in the horrifying Alcàsser Girls murders. Miguel Ricart Tárrega's upbringing was similarly marked by poverty, neglect, and exposure to violence within a broken home. He sought solace through drugs and delinquency as a means of coping with the harsh realities of his environment. Psychologists analyzing both men during the investigation suggested that they may have been drawn together by their shared experiences of trauma and dysfunction, forming a toxic bond rooted in mutual understanding and validation of each other's darkest desires. Their sinister partnership created an atmosphere ripe for unimaginable horrors. It is believed that Antonio Anglés acted as the dominant figure within this twisted alliance, manipulating Miguel Ricart into participating in their brutal crimes under the influence of drugs or fear-induced compliance. Some experts theorize that Antonio's sadistic urges were fueled by feelings of powerlessness stemming from his abusive childhood, leading him on a path seeking control over others through extreme acts of violence. In stark contrast, Miguel Ricart appeared more submissive within this dynamic duo, perhaps finding comfort in following orders rather than making decisions for himself. His willingness to participate in such atrocities could be attributed to a desperate need for acceptance and validation from someone who understood his own troubled past. As we attempt to comprehend the twisted motivations behind their actions, examining Antonio Anglés Martínez and Miguel Ricart Tárrega's psychological profiles provides valuable insight into how two seemingly ordinary individuals could transform into cold-blooded killers capable of inflicting unimaginable pain upon others. What remains shrouded in mystery is whether any early warning signs or intervention opportunities were missed by those around them, leaving us with haunting questions about what might have been done differently to prevent such horrors from unfolding. In our next segment, we'll explore the manhunt for Antonio Anglés, the capture and trial of Miguel Ricart, and the aftermath of this chilling case that has left an indelible mark on Spanish society, forever altering perceptions surrounding personal safety and trust within communities once thought immune to such unspeakable acts of violence. As we venture further into this harrowing tale, prepare yourself for heart-wrenching details revealing just how deep darkness can lurk beneath seemingly idyllic facades. The manhunt for Antonio Anglés Martínez intensified as authorities across Europe joined forces, determined to apprehend this dangerous fugitive. Each passing day heightened the urgency of their pursuit, knowing that his history of violence and sadistic tendencies posed a grave threat. Despite numerous reported sightings and potential leads, Antonio proved to be an elusive quarry. Time after time, he managed to slip through the cracks, leaving investigators frustrated and desperate for a breakthrough in their relentless chase. In contrast, Miguel Ricart Tárrega was captured and brought to trial for his role in the Alcàsser Girls' murders. The courtroom buzzed with tension as shocking revelations about the brutal crimes committed against Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch came to light. Key evidence presented included Ricart's bone-chilling confession, detailing their gruesome fate at both his and Antonio Anglés's hands, DNA samples irrefutably linking Ricart to the crime scene, witness accounts placing them together near where the girls were last seen alive, along with personal belongings found strewn around La Romana ravine, silent witnesses to unspeakable horrors. While many felt justice had been served with Miguel Ricart's conviction, others believed true closure would remain elusive until Antonio Anglés Martínez faced retribution for his actions. This sentiment reverberated throughout Spain as people demanded answers from authorities regarding their inability to locate one of the country's most wanted criminals. As public outcry swelled in response to these tragic events, Spanish society underwent significant changes. Laws surrounding sex crimes tightened, support services for victims and their families expanded, public awareness campaigns promoting personal safety education among teenagers gained momentum, all fueled by collective grief over what happened to Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch. Today, the Alcàsser Girls case serves as a haunting reminder of the darkness lurking within seemingly ordinary individuals. Their story casts an indelible shadow on Spanish society and stands as a cautionary tale for young people everywhere about potential dangers they may face in their everyday lives, even when least expected. In our gripping conclusion, we'll offer a poignant reflection on this chilling narrative that has captivated true crime enthusiasts worldwide while exposing the sinister side of human nature. Stay with us as we bring this harrowing journey into the heart of darkness to its dramatic close, forever changing the lives of 3 innocent girls and countless others touched by their tragic fate. As we reach the gripping conclusion of the harrowing Alcàsser Girls case, it's crucial to reflect on the lessons gleaned from this haunting narrative. The brutal slayings of Miriam García Iborra, Antonia Gómez Rodríguez, and Desirée Hernández Folch act as a stark reminder that malevolence can hide even in seemingly idyllic environments, forever altering lives when least anticipated. The unwavering strength displayed by their families amidst unimaginable grief is both inspiring and humbling. Their endeavors to honor their daughters' memories through advocacy work have left an indelible mark on Spanish society, raising awareness about personal safety issues while offering support for other victims of violent crime. As we pay tribute to these 3 innocent young girls whose futures were cruelly snuffed out, let us also absorb valuable lessons regarding vigilance and caution in our own lives. It's essential to remain cognizant of our surroundings and trust our instincts when confronted with potentially perilous situations. Sometimes, even the smallest decisions carry life or death consequences. With each revelation throughout this chilling tale, questions arose only to be answered later, building suspense and tension until reaching its dramatic climax. As Antonio Anglés Martínez continues evading capture nearly 3 decades later, his sinister specter looms over those affected by this tragedy, a constant reminder of the darkness hidden within human nature. This evening, fellow night owls, we've journeyed together through a story filled with heartache, horror, resilience, and ultimately hope that has captivated true crime enthusiasts worldwide. We encourage you to share your thoughts or any notorious killers or sinister stories you'd like us to explore further in the comments below. Remember always to stay vigilant. Evil often strikes when least expected. And now we part ways, but not without one final plea. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all our stories, allowing us to continue sharing these spine-chilling true crime tales with you. Until next time.